It's a very deep, dark little back and biceps day today, but I'm pumped up, I'm ready. I've had a day of rest because I actually twinged something. I actually got a little bit of an injury that I wasn't necessarily expecting on one of the other days. I think it might have been a chest day. What actually happened is my arm, like, here, I'll flip it the other way. My arm, like right here, this kind of middle area as I go down. For some reason, when I like flex like this, there's a little twinge. There's a little bit of a phantom pain kind of flowing through there. It's something that I can't really pinpoint. I can't pinpoint exactly which fiber is actually affected by it, but it was getting me a little bit concerned for how things were going to go for back and biceps day. So today I'm going to take things very slowly and make sure that I'm not like fully like hurting myself or like overextending my forearms or stuff. But I'm wanting to make sure that forearms aren't the primary mover. It's going to be mostly the back work on display here. But of course, you know, this is right after coming off of a chest day where I was very focused on the stretch and not so much as the weight. So did that do something for me? Did that activate a muscle that I'm not used to, and so it's a soreness, not an injury? I'm not exactly sure. So it's a very curious day that I'm going ahead and experimenting with. But today, very focused on the stretch, not focused on the weight as much, and really want to absolutely isolate back as best as possible. So, and biceps too. So let's see that in action. Very slow, controlled reps today, and I'm excited. I'm ready. Okay, so firstly, what I have going on is a little bit of a exercise change of sorts, a little bit of a routine shake up a little bit. Because I'm doing things a little bit differently, I'm actually going to have the order of things be a little bit different too. So instead of activating pull-ups first, we're going with lat pull-downs first. And then we'll do some chest supported rows, and then we'll work on some other stuff. Doing upstairs before I even hit downstairs, because downstairs is pretty crowded right now. And this is a night lift, by the way. I should put that as a caveat for how much the stretch is gonna go. But I have 45 loaded on each side, 2 plates, so that's up to 180. 180 pounds is what I'm moving. And I'm wanting to get it for kind of like 15 slow and controlled reps. It's a lot less weight than I normally do, so I should be able to manage it pretty effectively. All right, that definitely felt like a lot lighter weight compared to when I have a 35 on each side. And I think I pulled it all the way down my lats, which I haven't done in a while while I've been doing heavier weight. So it's good to kind of have a back to grassroots perspective of that exercise. Okay, this second set, I'm gonna go a little bit slower on the last little bit of things. I feel like I can get a greater lat isolation if I really focus on just pulling at the very bottom, going a little bit past what my normal range of motion is, and just kind of preparing my body for that, preparing it for the endurance of 15 reps compared to a 10 reps or a 12 reps like I have been doing with this machine. And that's a real difference that I'm noticing as I'm focusing more on the stretch. When I'm focusing more high volume, it's something my body's not used to. And high volume training, it works for some people and it doesn't work for others. And so I'm having to find my happy medium. I know I can do high volume. I've done high volume training in the past. So it's not that my body's not able to do it. It's just I want to know what it responds to better. Is there more growth if I have more reps and a little bit lowered weight? Or if I just really pack on the pounds, is that actually going to like help out? I need to figure that out more and go a little bit slower. Okay. The endurance is definitely taxing on me to a degree that I haven't felt before, but my lats are ballooning up. It feels like I just injected them with like a bee sting. Okay, I'm already sensing the increased intensity that higher reps can bring. It's really pushing me to a limit of, true failure, because when I'm doing stuff and it's only with like heavier weight, it's a matter of can I get the weight up or not. With this, I know I can get the weight up, and it's just how long can I sustain that. It's like not how many more reps, it's how much longer time-wise can I hold that up. And I feel like it's a lot different, even though it seems minuscule and you're like, no, that's kind of just the same thing. You're trying to get more reps. Yes, but there's almost a difference to it that I can't really put a name to, if that makes sense. There's just a difference in like intensity of like, oh yeah, I'm managing this weight. How much can I hold on to? How much can my arms support? How much can my lats really give until they're kind of exhausted? It's almost a more exhaustive form of lifting than a heavier weight set would go. Whew. Okay, I was definitely exhaustive on my lats. It makes me question how well pull-ups are gonna go later, but pull-ups will remain the same intensity-wise. I'm not gonna change those up. So that'll be the heaviest thing, one of the heaviest things I probably do today. Kind of a particularly loud and bright corner of chest supported row, but interesting, a little bit different than we've seen before. I need to move the camera just slightly up, get you properly positioned to see the whole exercise. There we go, that's a little bit better. So chest supported row, I'm actually doing for 10 reps this time as compared to 8. Normally I do 8 controlled reps, but not, they're kind of ego reps almost. I'm really wanting to like pull very powerfully, but I don't get very far. And so by toning the weight down, just doing 2 plates on either side, ironically, 2 plates on either side was also what I did for lat pull downs. It's a similar fashion, wanting to really control and like feel the contraction off my rear delts, like back here, and off the edges, so like I'm really getting that full contraction, because the contraction is what's actually going to be like very critical to that growth. So let's see how that feels like. Let's see how that feels with that contraction. Okay, took kind of a brief pause in between. Maybe not as much control as I would like, but the heaviness is certainly doing something for me. I don't really have any big spiel before I go into second set. I just kind of want to do it a little bit better than before. And, keep my chest very close to this chest pad, because that's an important caveat with all this. You want to keep your chest very close to the pad so you're not sacrificing and pulling back and like ramping it back. You want to like complete control it. And like you can a little bit kind of accidentally raise a little bit, but you don't want to like raise all the way back. Like we're not doing a rowing machine. It's not like we're sitting on a chair that's pulling us back. It's not accounting for us moving back. This is a very static machine. So you've got to remain static as you're in the exercise. Okay, I felt like I did a much better job of staying stuck to that pad this time. I really think chest supported row is one of those exercises where a lot of the strength that you earn on this machine can kind of translate to real life, because there's a lot of things like in everyday life of like moving boxes, pulling gardening supplies, I mean, even like pulling back and forth if you're mowing the lawn and stuff, like there's a lot of strength that can actually come from like being able to have a really strong back and have a really strong pulling power. That's something that can just translate a lot better than some other exercises. Like you're never gonna see, I don't know, you can build strength in a lot of ways, but you're never gonna see someone doing a pistol squat to get somewhere. Like that's isolating quad, but it's not really like useful momentum. You're never gonna see someone like, I don't know, like maybe just like lateral raising something specifically. That's not really functional strength. If you're wanting to build functional strength, you need to think about like how does it translate to the real world. If you're trying to push something out of the way, well then bench press. You're naturally seeing the bench press momentum. If you're trying to like lift something heavy, you're gonna like, that's why they always say lift with your legs, and you're using leg power when you're doing a back squat. There's a lot of weightlifting that can be attributed to stuff that translates to real life, and then there's a lot of specific isolationist cases where it's only focusing on one little muscle group, one little supporting muscle that might not shine all the time. So if you're thinking about training functionally, you might need a training program that's more equipped for your lifestyle. Of if you have like a type of job like firefighter or something, there's specific plans for stuff like that. Unfortunately, I don't know those types of plans. My plan is to get big, so let's see how we can get big with this. Okay, exhausted the last of my rear delts for now. Well, kind of my rear delts, kind of my middle back. We'll see, kind of trap work. Chest supported row works a lot, but rear delts we're saving for later. So I've been alluding to biceps a little bit, but obviously the best way to get biceps included is to just go ahead and start them. So rocking with hammer curls before I do isolated preacher curls. And hammer curls, I'm trying something a little bit different today. I'm trying a different variation I've seen where we go at the very top all the way beyond chest, kind of turn down, and we focus on lowering the slow decline of biceps, because that decline is going to like be a lot of added pressure to the biceps, and it's going to grow kind of like the peaks a little bit more is what I kind of got from the videos I was watching. But specifically, I also kind of want to just add something different to hammer curls, because hammer curls, mostly I've been getting them up to here, but if I go all the way up to here, that's kind of even beyond a full stretch per usual. And as usual, when I'm hitting these failure sets, I'm going a little bit higher volume, so I'm going to 15. They didn't have the 30 pounds, but they have the 25 pounds. And I think that's a good place to start, since I don't know where my max is all together with this stuff. So let's experiment, shall we? Okay, I think that was about 13. Something about that gave me a pump that I'm not used to feeling. I'm very intrigued by that. Okay, I don't know if you can see on the bicep there, but like some of the pump is actually crazy from it. Some of the veins kind of striating from my biceps is just kind of like something I haven't really seen before. So the pump kicking in on a stretch kind of hypertrophy focus, less weight kind of going, it looks really good in the black t-shirt that's a little bit smaller, but I'm not really going for looks in the middle of the workout. I'm going to really fail and going to really improve myself. So I'm I'm wanting to continue this stuff because I feel like it's checking every box. It's hitting something that I'm not used to. You know, this is only first workout, first set, so I can't tell if it's a sustainable type of hitting or if it's specifically because I haven't hit it before, but even less weight, it's kind of killing me. Okay, that's definitely failure. My brachialis is screaming, give me a break, give me a break. But with small rest periods, I'm picking up the pace of stuff a little bit and I'm still feeling the pump fade in. All right, gunning things. I really want 13 reps this last set to kind of even everything out, make sure it's all leveled out. But the problem is those last 2 reps are killer. They are killer on my biceps. But if anything that I've learned from, you know, this day and a half of working so far, lift-wise, it's I need to see things through to the very end. I need to see it through. If I can carry the weight, if it's not dropping out of my hand, I still have more left to give. And that's the mindset I need to adopt going into this, so I don't let myself lose any valuable gains. I don't leave anything on the table. Oh my gosh, this is gonna make pull-ups a whole lot harder, but God, that lactic acid is gonna kill me tonight before I'm about to go to bed. Okay, certainly a pre-exhausted back and pre-exhausted biceps and pre-exhausted lats for that matter is something to fight against on pull-ups. So I think things should be a little bit different. I know I said earlier I wasn't really gonna change it, but I think instead of trying to get some scrappy reps at the end, if I'm wanting to really prioritize the stretch, I think I should prioritize the stretch. So what I'm going into this pull-up set with the mindset of is 6 complete reps and have a 3-second negative. I need to take my phone out of my pocket so things are evenly balanced in my pockets, but the goal is going to be chin over the bar, 1, 2, 3, pulled up, 1, 2, 3, and focus on that stretch. If that stretch is more than manageable, then I'm going to bump it up to 4 seconds, and if that stretch is more manageable, bump it up to 5 seconds. But we're just going to see where I'm at, see if I'm going to fail early or if I can even get myself up to that chin over bar standard. I'm giving myself a lot of standards. I got to let myself talk first for this first set. Okay, I think three is right for me. 3 is right for me at this point. Give myself a little bit longer of a break for myself to recover. Honestly, I'm really happy with how this workout is moving pace-wise. I'm putting a little bit of extra time in on these reps to kind of get things right, but I'm giving myself a little bit less rest period. And I think that's actually working out better than I thought it would. I thought it would kind of tire me out, leave some reps looking kind of bad, but with the focus on the stretch and the focus on not over pushing myself, I think it's a mindset of lift for hypertrophy, but not really to destroy. Because some people are like, I want to destroy myself in the gym, and I think I've adopted that mindset at sometimes. But I think focusing on kind of like a new idea of like how much can I really emphasize the stretch is giving myself a new perspective. And I think I just need to see a bunch of different gym perspectives to find out what works for me. And I definitely think some things I'm going to incorporate of like going lighter with some of these reps. But that's a little bit besides the point of redoing things. Right now, focused on second set. I want 6 clean reps. I got some water, got a little extra air in me, and talking a little over, maybe to compensate a little bit before I go into this one. So wipe my hands, get my grip all good, and lock in. Okay, not chin over the bar, that final rep, but I paused a little bit at the top to make myself get as much of a stretch as I possibly could. So you decide if that's a worth it rep or not. I think I'm in the middle on whether that might be good or not. 6 more reps, nothing left to say, no yep, all action. Whew, I almost fell over on that one. That was not 6 full reps. I'm gonna try for one more. One more. Ooh. Okay, forearms are giving out on that one. I need a little bit of heavier rest, so I'm gonna move on to biceps. Okay, so I have the camera kind of highlighting my biceps just a little bit. Because what I'm trying to do with these is feel at the very tops of it and go really slowly and kind of curl my wrist towards me to get the very peak of the biceps. Now you can already see with me slapping them on here, there's a bit of depth, there's a bit of 3D-ness to my biceps that's starting to come in, a lot of which is I'm gonna owe to my hammer curls that I've been doing. Not specifically today, but in general, hammer curls have been helping me grow bigger biceps. But really focusing on a slowness rep of this, it's gonna help me build a lot more than if I was just like trying to do more weight. Because more weight might be beneficial sometimes, but if I'm not getting full and complete reps on it, it's useless. It's garbage if I'm not putting forth an effort to make them better. So, moving the chair up a little bit so I can reach a little bit better. And then we're gonna go ahead for 10 to 12 reps, as much as failure takes me to. I lost count on how many I did, but I'd say that's about failure. I'll go back, check the video, and adjust from there. Okay, much longer rest period in between because I really want to feel out this bicep pump as best as possible. And that requires full extension all the way down. I checked the footage. I got 11 reps, which is nothing to sneeze at, but if I can get a full 12, that'll be something that I really desire. Just because I feel like I can do that. I feel like that's within reach. It's just with, like I mentioned before, I got all braggy. Let's be honest. I got all braggy saying like, oh, I'm really liking the speed of this workout, and it came back and bit me in the butt. Let's not have it bite me in the butt. Let's not even make empty promises. Let's just do it. That was much better. That was much better. Maybe it's owed to the length and rest, so I'm going to give myself a little rest this time and go straight into things. All right, jumping pretty quickly into things. Honestly, jumping straight into it. Less than 30 seconds, maybe a 45-second rest period. And still working those peaks. Still working the peaks of the bicep. Only this, and then rear delt rows to go, and then that'll be a complete lift. Two more. Okay, a little bit of power on those last 2 reps, but I'm really, really happy with that. I can feel the bicep pump just lighting me up right now. The last little bit of rear delt rows is the only thing stopping me right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and slide it over onto 130 because I'm pretty sure I'm in 70s. Let me see if that's right. Check my gains out. Oh, 75s. So yeah, 130s, I'll keep it at 135. 135 is a good kind of place to run because let's do the math here. 135 divided by 2, so that's 67 and a half if I was doing this with dumbbells. So I'm going to adjust my log accordingly. 67 and a half, and we're going to do 12 reps instead of 10. Balance things out a little bit with the control. So rear delt rows, I've gotten very, very good at getting a full and complete stretch with these things. I do need to move it a little bit closer to the full and complete stretch. Especially, I have no worries about getting the full contraction. Two more. Oh, all right. Good little first set there. I'm happy with that small little bit of progress. Second set, really focused on the strain pull. It was a little heavier than I thought it would be if I'm being like completely honest. Maybe it's because I didn't have my feet up like this. I just had it planted on the ground. But focusing more this time on keeping my chest static to the pad, just like I was doing upstairs with chest supported rows. It really is a crucial thing. It's a crucial thing if you're sitting straight up to kind of pull yourself in before you even start and just stay. Just stay. Almost like sometimes if you need to just wrap your legs this way, it kind of looks strange, but it might help you just to stay static with it. I'm not going to do that personally. I'm just going to make a mental note to like stay as close as possible. But anything that can keep you to stay, because when you don't have gravity working to push you down, it's going to be a little bit harder to get that complete good form. Four more. Okay, 12 good reps of that. One more set, and then we are done. One more little lift on this good little stretched out day. I've actually been a pretty good fan of this. It's been a kind of a content day. It hasn't really felt like a really long lift. Some days feel like they kind of drag out in terms of a lift, but back in biceps, I don't know. I'm feeling it today. I'm feeling the happiness with it. Tomorrow will be legs, and that'll be a longer lift, but I'll have maybe a little bit more time to do it and stuff. Maybe a little bit more time to focus. We'll see. But definitely want to hit a leg day hard. So today's been kind of a good way to, I don't know, just feel out this train, feel out what's been going on. Legs will be lighter and more focused on a stretch in quality form, which will be interesting to see. So I'm looking forward to that, but obviously I'm not going to skip too far ahead. I got some more work to do. One last set. Okay, and that is all she wrote for in the gym. Let's have a comprehensive review outside of the gym. Okay, really good day overall today. I felt like the stretch today maybe wasn't as good as the chest stretch, but I think just the wide like angle stuff of chest was just so monstrous that not really a lot of things could top it. I think back in biceps still went really well though, especially I think the highlight, of course, was the alternate hammer curls I did, because that is a stretch that I am just not used to at all, and I could just feel every fiber of my muscles like working when I got to the very top rep of that. That was extremely difficult. And then of course on the way down, just bringing my fatigue that much more. But yeah, it definitely made dinner feel a lot more worth it. I ate some dinner, watched some YouTube and stuff in my dorm, and now I'm just kind of working on some small assignments on my way out, on my way to finish out the day here. I felt like I've got some really solid days in, got some really solid college days in, and shoot, it's the first day of October today. That's at least when I'm filming this. It's day 1 of October, which is pretty crazy to think about. That stuff is already going this fast. That stuff is already intensifying, that I've already gone through like so much class, and I'm kind of breaking past that first barrier. But I think year 1, I've discussed this with a couple of my classmates, now that I'm like locked into stuff and I have my own routines and stuff in college, oh my god, it feels so amazing. Like people who were saying like, you know, nothing will beat freshman year, like the experience, the discovery, all that stuff, I'm sorry, I'm not in your camp. I don't agree with you. I think now that I have everything figured out in my life and I'm in the routine, I think just moving, it's not going through the motions because I'm experiencing new stuff every day, but just being able to build out my schedule, it feels like more hype than anything. And I think definitely once I get to like a point, probably post-graduation, if I can get to a point where I have like an apartment, or, I mean, hoping and praying and doing everything I can to get to the point of owning a house. If I have a house at that point, just like imagining being able to come home every night around the same time, go to bed at around the same time every night, have a stable gym, and have a nice camera and stuff that I can use to film everything. Oh my gosh, it's just like the possibilities of a really sound routine are just really enticing to me. It's little things like that that once you become an adult are the exciting things. It's not like the bombastic, like, oh my gosh, like it's October, it's Halloween's coming soon, it's candy and stuff. Like the perspective changes to, oh my gosh, it's a fall month. I can rock a hoodie now. It's cooler outside. I can get moving more on making videos and stuff. I can get moving more on like getting studying going and stuff. It's the stuff that might not be glamorous, but when you're working towards a better future for yourself, they become like big sticking points. So I'm very happy today. I'm very happy with all the progress. I know you can't tell that at all, but yeah, it's a good day. It's a good day. I really appreciate you watching the video. As always, likes are very appreciated. It gets my name out there. If you enjoyed the video and want more people to join the small little community we have, it would be awesome. I can do more big projects if I have more of a reach and stuff. And I just want to help the gym community mentally and physically as much as possible. That's my only goal. So, yeah, I appreciate you watching, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.